Tonight on 8.5-bit, we hunt some monsters, jump around a mountain, and hit some things with a wrench. Who's going to click? Welcome, friends of all designs, to 8.5-bit episode 235, which I'm sure is going to be the most Monster Hunter filled episode of them all. That's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Paul. No, we'll get to my thingy, but don't look at the sign.
It's not bits.
Don't look at the sign behind you. The sign behind you is Paul doing a very dumb thing. I'm your host, Paul, and joining me tonight are my good friends, James.
Hello.
And Amy.
He yelled at me.
Yeah, I am. So as I start, I want to point out that every game we're going to discuss tonight can be played on the same platform. And that platform is, of course, what this month is in honor of, and that is your hands. So join us now in February, the month of hands, or Handsuary, as we now call it. Where we celebrate how hands allow us to play games and the blessing of opposable thumbs. I actually saw a wonderful video about having a second thumb. And it seems like that's the way to go. So I'll be adding as many thumbs as I can throughout the show, be it mine or yours.
The beauty of neuroplasticity is that if you could get an extra thumb on, your brain would just adapt. Yeah. So this is in the realms of possibility.
So we're just here to praise hands and talk about everything that hands have done for us. I know I've had quite a lot of adventures with my hands.
Oh, the things we've seen.
So if listeners and viewers could please to write in with Handsuary, just stories about all the fun you've had with your hands over the years. No holds bar. Let's just get some stories of hands. And next episode we'll go a deep dive into hands.
See my little mole?
Yes.
That one popped up a few years ago, and I wasn't sure if it was a cancer or not, but I'm still alive, so I assume it's all right.
Never checked, but I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Just hands.
I have nerve damage in one of my hands.
Oh, yes?
Yes, because I bit through my own nerve.
Oh, I remember you did that. You really got in there.
Yeah.
My thumbs click sometimes.
Well, that sounds all right.
Yeah.
Bit of a clicky dicky.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Don't know why that second word was part of that.
I broke my thumb once, and it healed very well. Much better than my leg did.
Are you trying to one-up us, James?
No, I'm just talking about how great my hand is. Like, my stupid ankle, that thing needed a pin in it. This thing just left it where it was, and it got better.
Nice.
When I got the nerve damage, I went to work the next day ready to complain and get some, even though it was completely my own fault from stupidity, but then the groundsman had just taken his thumb off with a lawnmower.
Oh.
So unfortunately, second fiddle even then. But neither of us could play the fiddle at the time.
No.
But we still can't because neither of us have that skill.
No.
But I did used to be able to play the cello.
See,
this is an interesting episode for our listeners, isn't it?
I play the violin. I should get back into that.
So you can fiddle.
I mean, aren't they different instruments? I'm pretty sure they are.
They're pretty similar.
They are pretty similar.
I mean, when I played the cello, is a cello not nothing but a large fiddle?
And a vertical one at that?
I believe I read that in Proust.
What about a double bass? Is that just a giant cello?
It's actually two cellos together. They're taking the Nintendo strategy on that one.
Or the cello U in that regard.
The cello. Now we're getting some good Nintendo branding. Okay,
yes.
So do we have any more things to say about hands?
No.
In Paul's greatest scheme yet.
James?
I have been having... Oh, yeah. Oh, that is pretty good. I've been having sore shoulders recently from sleeping.
Oh, yes. The most strenuous of tasks.
Yeah. And so I found, when I lie on one side for too long, my shoulder gets sore. And this has started happening recently. To the point where it's really sore and I got to kind of lie on my back for a while. Yeah, so I roll the other side and it gets sore too. I've been experimenting to try and figure out how to make it not sore. So I've been trying things like I have a bolster. So I'll try to shift my weight with my shoulder up on it to kind of take the pressure off the shoulder, but that hasn't been working.
Have you tried hanging upside down with moon boots?
No, but that would work. I try lying on my back and that's okay, but I can't sleep on my back.
It's really easy to sleep with blood pooled in your brain.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
But it's effective.
Have you tried sleeping in your stomach?
No, it makes my tummy sore. So sleeping on my side is my favorite thing. Particularly sleeping
it's
on
the greatest thing.
My left side the grey part of my face. And I sometimes wondered, with absolutely no scientific evidence, if the fact I sleep on the one side is what has caused the greyness.
Time to publish a book.
I don't know. Time.
It's all just sort of, all the greyness is gone.
Yeah.
Top Deck's tips for not going grey unevenly.
Yeah.
Make sure you rotate.
Yeah, make sure Top Deck's tips. Man,
But
I don't want that to
James,
exist
what you
now.
need is a waifu pillow.
No,
What you need is a rotisserie bed.
Oh.
Yeah. Just so as you get to bed, just take off your pants and open your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Sleep
And then
tight
just
through the evening.
just rotate my way to slumber.
Yeah. That's
That sounds terrifying.
well, especially since it sounds like 1,000 bees screaming. As you do it. That is not a silent mode of that one.
But I was wondering at what month do I really get to talk about my shoulders?
Hansuary.
But that's not hands. Is it shoulder September?
Oh, no. See, there's no actual time for it because I'm just going to shut you down whatever month it is.
Oh.
The shoulders aren't interesting. They're no hands.
Hands are great. No, it's
Are you looking forward to Foot-tember?
Footuary.
No, Foot-tember.
I like September. That one's better.
Yes.
Feet are great, but hands.
Foottober.
I pick up towels with my feet.
Me too.
Yeah, that seems like it's easier than bending over.
I can pick up a towel neither using my hands or my feet.
How do you do it?
It's a rude joke.
Oh.
With my mouth.
Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the joke.
Yeah.
Sure.
The old rule is that it should be able to support the weight of 3 wet beach towels. That's how you tell if you're a healthy male. Of course, I don't carry around many wet beach towels, so I haven't put this to the test.
Are you a dog?
I might be. I am scruffy and I do lick a lot of things without permission.
And these microphones, of course.
Yes, probably most of these microphones have basically been down my throat at various times, so you have to give them a little bit of a spray before I can get in.
That's cool. I rarely put the microphone in my mouth.
Yes, that's where you and I differ.
It's one of the key differentiating factors between our personalities.
It's like, this is the clean mic, this is the wet mic, and this is the literally wet mic because it goes down my throat. Okay, shall we talk about video games?
We should.
Nah.
Shall we talk about Monster Hunter?
The big one.
Now,
I'm jealous.
This is a slight change of pace, but I'm going to talk about it first.
Okay.
Really?
No.
Really?
That's all right.
Paul?
You
for actual design reasons. So
Yes.
Our experience here, unfortunately, Amy hasn't played it. So you can just ask questions.
I really want to play it.
You can holler in the background if you want. Like if someone says like Rathalo or whatever, you can just go, yeah, Rathalo, yeah.
Is that a dragon?
Probably, I don't know.
It sounds like a dragon.
I mean, I've played a lot of it. I'm terrible at the names.
Yeah, I give them all my own nicknames. So I tell people we're going to go hunt the Peri Peri chicken.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh man, we'll get to that one because that one is
the
great.
Peri Peri chicken.
That one is fantastic.
So
It's a game full of cats. It makes me happy.
There are quite a lot of cats, or palicos as they are in the game. So I have almost no experience with Monster Hunter. I have very briefly played like 2 other games and I did not like them one little bit.
For good reason.
Yes, and so this was the game where this is not your father's Monster Hunter. This is the new, improved, slicked down for the West. And from what I can gather, it is your father's Monster Hunter with a whole bunch of quality of life improvements for people like me who were too scared by Monster Hunter, and now we get it, and it is good. It introduces you really intelligently to the game. And as I play more, I have now very quickly developing why people then put in hundreds of hours into this game. So I started the game, made a character, picked a weapon to start with. Although I don't think you even do that straight away. You just
they give you all the weapons at the beginning.
Yeah, you start with it's 14, isn't it? 14 you start with? 13
like
or 14.
That. Yeah.
And so that's just very Monster Hunter. It's like, yep. And each of these weapons is basically a different game altogether. And as I've delved more into how weapons work, I've been watching a couple of videos now because getting into it's like, even the weapons I am using, I don't know how to use them, which is kind of good. So anyway, the game starts, get introduced to the world. It's a so-so story, but it's very fun. It's a pretty lighthearted world. Everything's got a lot of character. And then as they introduce you to things, it's not slow, but they make things very, very clear. And one of the things I quite liked is when you first get to the town area, they just... I don't know why this literally doesn't happen in more games. A character walks you around the town and says, "Oh, over there, yeah, that's the blacksmith.
Yeah.
That's where you do this."
It does happen around then, but it's not
never
that
quite so clearly that I can think of. And literally, they show you everything in the town
Yeah.
that's available at that time. And then after missions, as you go through the story, they just open up new things in the town, and it's always very clear what things do. And eventually, there are shitloads of things to do. But it doesn't matter. I know what everything does, and I'm not overwhelmed at all, even though there are menus upon menus upon menus.
Because they introduce you to the important ones at the beginning, And then, they just slowly, like, the harvesting thing comes in and the lore thing comes in.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, there's so many elements of this game that have impressed me. And, like, and the thing is, almost none of them are new. This has been what the series has been for ages. It just wasn't obvious to me before. I was kept at arm's length from it. Out monster hunting, I go out and I hit them with, I'm using the insect glaive primarily because I like flying around.
Yeah, that's a good one, that one.
That's a stick that can launch you in the air, and you can keep an air combo going as long as you keep hitting the monster and stuff.
So it's like Pokemon, but you punch the monsters.
Well, it's an action game.
It's nothing.
So
no.
It's nothing like Pokemon.
So no.
Yeah. Also, you go into an area with a goal of killing. Well, most of the time of killing a monster, and then you're fighting that. You can go on just completely open-ended thing. This is where it's hard to digest this down to exactly what it is, because for the last probably 5 days, I haven't gone on a single hunt of my own.
Yeah.
I have only gone and helped other people.
That's mainly how I play.
And when I don't really feel like doing that, I just go on open-ended expeditions where I explore and collect resources and get more information and do a couple of fights around if I want to, but no pressure at all. Just doing what I want.
Yeah. So the way I describe it to people is if you're the kind of person who enjoys the boss fights in Dark Souls, it's the game. Like it's fleshed out.
At least not on the normal difficulty. Like maybe when you get up to high ranked.
If you like, I've played a lot of, like, the way I play Dark Souls is I get to a boss, I then group and I group and I group and I group. And
in that context, yes.
It's sorry. It's not, if you're the person who likes to co-op Dark Souls, it is the game. Because that's mostly what I do. And I think that's the core of what it is. But it's not like they've added so much complexity to how the world works and how everything interacts. It takes it far beyond that.
Yeah, that's where I was sort of a little bit resistant to your description there, because I felt it doesn't necessarily delve deep enough. Like, Dark Souls bosses don't have the level of options that you do in this sort of stuff. So it's, as the monsters wander around and you're fighting them, they may run into other monsters. There may be environmental hazards that they trigger or you can trigger. They may go different paths. There's all lots of options with that. But then also, the insect glaive is just a bladed weapon, and very early in the game there is a creature you fight which is very heavily armored, and the glaive is pretty much useless against it. So playing it solo, it took me pretty much the entire 50-minute time limit, and I just killed it.
Because I remember you started making comments about how long it was taking. Yeah,
it's like, this isn't fun. Like I've literally walked around the same map, like it keeps going on the same path like 4 or 5 times, and this isn't fun. It's just ridiculous. And then, one, I changed weapons at one point, but even going back, someone gave me a tip on how to quickly break that armor, as in, like, one shot take that armor off. And that's just something you can learn in game as you research more and you experiment more with things. So it's a game where you actually just learn knowledge as you go along, and that 50-minute fight becomes a 5-minute fight solo.
In some ways, it reminds me a little of The Witcher.
Witcher 2.
Because
that was... Because Witcher 1, when you learn, you get, like, books on a monster. And once you got the book, you got, like, plus 20% damage to the monster. In Witcher 2, I got the books. I'm like, now I hit this monster. And I'm like, wait, didn't change any stats. And you just open the book and said, this monster hates being stabbed with fire.
Yeah.
You're like... Oh, it has actual tips in an actual book. It's like, I don't get magic stat bonuses. I get knowledge about the creature, and that's what lets me get better at fighting. And all the lore stuff in this is real. Like, they've got these great diagrams which are almost Mayan style.
But so because you got the Monster Hunter or the Monster Info Field Guide or whatever it's called, and the cool thing about it is that when you first see a monster, you just have like a picture of it. And it's like, you'll find it in this region. But then as you track it more and more, as you look at if you find the little tracks on the ground, you learn more about it.
Get more detail about it.
And then by the end, once you know about the monster, you can look at like where it is, what its weaknesses are, resistances, what the strategies are for taking it down, what its drops are.
Okay.
So I had a situation where I was trying to craft some particular piece of armor, and it's like, I really want this part. And it's like, okay, well, I'll go to the wiki. I'll go, start Googling it. Like, wait, hold on. There's this field guide.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I'll go to the field guide. I need a poison sac. This one drops a poison sac. All right. How do I kill it? It needs to be killed with fire. Okay. I'll get my fire weapon.
I will now set my tracking bugs. What do they called? I forget already.
Oh, the scout flies.
Scout flies. Yeah. I will now set them to track that thing, and they will take me straight to it, and I will stab it, and I will get that sack, and it's done. And so, speaking of loot, So this is a crafting loot game. It's not I mean there's still drops, but it's not like you drop a purple or something. And I don't like loot, but the loot cycle of this is so easy and obvious. So James there saying about you need an element, you can literally go track it down and say go get it exactly. It's not hard. What you can also do is say, okay, I want to build that weapon or that bit of armor. I'm going to wishlist that. Yep. And then it tracks all the items that you need to complete that object and will update you as you collect. Yeah, it gives you a shopping list and it's like, okay.
Gives you little notifications.
And once you've got all the bits, it goes, hey, you can go craft that now.
You're on my murder list.
It just everything is so much quality of life. So many, there's so much, some of the biggest complaints I've seen are about how there are lots of different types of missions and they're not all in the same area to activate them. Like if you need to update your what are the research? Not the investigations. There's these investigations. There's like challenges, and then you've got your story missions, and then you've got other open missions. But like, if you just go to the quest board and you're just doing the main missions there, you'll make it through the game in like people saying like 15, 20 hours.
Probably.
It's not. I think people beat it a lot faster than that too. If you just do that, but if you just want to go and do other shit, that's where you can start investigating with everything else, and you encounter it as you go, and none of it. I've even doing multiplayer. It's not a regular lobby system, but it's pretty straightforward to me. I haven't had any trouble with it.
It had some initial confusion when using it, but it didn't take me too long to figure it out. Where it falls a bit flat is joining other people's sessions. Yeah. And really, I found the best way to do that is from the PlayStation Dash, where you can see a list of all your friends that are playing it, and you go join session. Yeah. But in game, there's you can kind of say join in your I think they call them not guilds or not clans. They got some. Squads. Squads they call them. So you can join a random squaddies session, and that's kind of it. Yeah. So it's kind of a bit weird that the main way you join friends is not in the game, but once you realize that, it's real easy to jump in with people.
And then also one of the major complaints I hear is that if someone's doing a story mission, people can't join their game to help out until they finish watching the cutscene. Which I feel like the amount of time people spend in this game, the story missions are going to be done and dusted in 5% of the time.
Honestly, I think that's such a minor quibble, because what those missions do is there's an intro to it. Generally leads up to a monster. Yeah. The moment you beat that monster, it will say SOS available. Yeah, and you just hit the SOS button. Yeah, so it's really not that.
That's it. It still takes them a few minutes to get in because they've got to join the session, then they've got to load, and then they don't appear near you. They have to run over to where you are.
The biggest co-op problem I've had so far, and I believe this is a bug, and I don't know if it's been fixed yet, is that if we're both on the same mission, neither of us can join that other person's mission. Yeah. So I've had someone who was playing it the same time as me. It's cool, we both have this mission. It's I can't join it because I haven't completed it. You can only join a mission once you've completed it.
I can see why that would happen if you have to be at a certain point of the mission to activate the SOS. Because you can't. Yeah, there's
something there.
In which case, you both already have to be in the mission.
Yeah. So that's it. Was annoying because we wanted to play together. Yeah, and it's we can't. It's not facilitating that. But I kind of think that the single player, it's almost it's a small part of what's there. Yeah. It's a thread to guide you to some new areas. But I mean, I've put now probably 30 hours in, probably about that, and I haven't finished it yet because I have no pressure to push forward. It's I'm gonna hang around here, and there's so many monsters I haven't killed yet.
As one of the things I mentioned about how each weapon is basically a new game. So when I was having trouble with the insect glaive on monsters where it didn't really seem that effective because I didn't really know what I was doing, I said, okay, well, I'm going to try a ranged weapon. I'm going to go for the heavy bow gun.
Yeah. I just started using that one.
Yeah, and it's okay, I'm just shooting. And shooting actually doesn't do very much damage. Oh, okay, I can switch between ammo types, and there's a lot of different types that change the gun as it is. Okay, this is really interesting. So I have to craft ammo, so that's an extra thing to do.
And you turn on auto crafting because there's another awesome quality of life.
Quality of life thing. And then I said, I'm going to upgrade this gun. And suddenly, half the ammo types weren't there anymore. And that's when I realized that each style of, even though it's this is a type of gun, then every type of gun underneath that has all different types of, has different type of special ammo in it. Because I'd been used to you build up a meter and then you can go to a special, and I had just a big Gatling gun. And then when I got this other gun, I went to do it and unleash my hell tirade on this, and it was just this one single big shot, like a big like, I don't know, railgun or something. Like, what?
Yeah.
The gun's now totally different. And every one of these 14 weapons has variety. Like, on the whole, each variety still works basically the same, but they all have not just tweaks in their numbers, they have tweaks in their how they function as well. Like, that means I'm still at the beginning of the game where you just got the sort of main 3 tiers. Then it opens up to everything else past that.
Yeah.
There are so many fucking options. Then many things to explore.
Yeah, and then you start getting different damage types for each of them. There's stuff on there which I didn't understand what it is. Yeah. Like what vial types and things like that. Like, I didn't understand what this is. It
comes in slowly. But the thing is also, if I want to finish this game, and I feel I probably will finish this game, I actually probably don't need to touch any of that.
No. I think I believe there is like a pretty extensive end game where you probably need to start.
It is one of those games that the real game doesn't start until you hit the high content
and
stuff.
then you're probably really going to nut down.
And even that, people are saying like there's like they're going to release some DLC to release the real hard stuff yet because they haven't. That's not in yet apparently. But it's like if I am just basically proficient with a weapon, not even fully understanding the mechanics of it. If I am just like someone who dodges and smacks a monster, and I group up with people, I can pretty much walk through this game and have a fun time. And I could not touch 80% of the mechanics. Never have to do it. But if I want to, there's a lot to play with. And that's how people pour hundreds and hundreds of hours into these games.
Like I've been deliberately holding off using certain weapons because I know at some point I'm going to, like she's been watching on and I expect she's going to jump in soon. And it's like, cool, well, when she starts playing, I'll try out the horn, or I'll try out the greatsword, or like, I'll guess I haven't played yet and give that a go.
My next is the hammer.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually terrified of the greatsword. Yeah. Because I was looking at how that weapon works, and it's actually a real simple weapon. It's just do a big swing, but it's real slow. Yeah. So the challenge of the greatsword is not the swing, it's understanding the bosses enough that you can time the hits. And so I looked at that and went, I'm terrible at remembering patterns, and that's what this weapon is about. So I'll stick to my fast, dodgy weapons, please, which are very responsive.
Well, that's one of the things they also rank the weapons in basically ease of use, because it's like if it's more responsive, then it's easier.
Generally
easier for beginners to get into, which is good.
Does your insect glaive push out bees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a beetle or a scarab or
it's a big beetle.
The way I'm imagining is just a big swarm of bees.
So basically I have a big insect on my arm. So I've got my big staff and I use that to whack and jump around, but I also grab the staff and I'm going to just say I'm shooting out honey because that's funnier.
Pheromones.
It's probably a pheromone. Yeah. So I just aim at the creature and I funk that out, and then the big bug flies off my arm and goes and attacks where I've shot the pheromone.
That's cute.
And then I started I've actually got to look into like the actual stuff, is because apparently you're supposed to hit 3 different parts of the monster with that, and then you can
get a buff. And then the other thing the other thing they do is when the scarab is attacking, they'll drop these little kind of swarms, insect swarms, and if you hit them, they'll explode. So you might have one which is like a stun beetle, and it'll be attacking, and it'll drop down these little kind of like glowing balls of bugs, and you hit it and it'll burst and do that effect. So if you have like a stun one and you can land it on its head, then you get a bunch of opportunities to kind of stun it. Okay. So like the insect glaive especially is one of the more mechanically kind robust ones. Yeah.
Mine is currently sort of tuned to break things because, well, my stick ain't so good at breaking things, so my insect can go set up some stuff for me. And then when those parts break out, it's time to go find the part that broke off.
Get that delicious part.
And then you can capture monsters instead of killing them, which gives you more reward, but you don't get some of the carved parts and stuff like that. There's so many things. And I literally load it up once a day sometimes just to get like the daily bonus.
Yeah.
Why not? And then I go, I'm just going to walk around for 5 minutes, pick some shit up, find like a secret in a level, go look under a tree. Hey, there's a secret. There's a secret little
Why
village.
they have to move the release date for this? It's not fair.
They never actually announced the PC one. That was just a thing.
I guess
PR rep.
Another thing is that the levels themselves have a lot in there. Like there are little things to find, little things to discover. So it's the areas themselves, they're big, like they're big, but they're not ungodly
huge,
big.
No, but they're
packed full of stuff.
Packed, they're vertically very full. And like so something you might enjoy, Amy, especially for people that maybe aren't that interested in teaming up with randoms online. You can still get a 4 team without going online and getting 4 people, because you've got your little
Palico buddies.
You've got your little Palico friend, and he comes with you with if there's spare slots. But then also once you start exploring those levels, you get just let ones that are out in the levels.
Yeah, and they join your little party.
And they join up. So you can have 3 little Palico kitties with you as you run
You get
around.
to dress them up as well.
Oh, you can dress up yours.
You dress up yours, but not
I know,
theirs.
but like you get to dress up the little kitty.
Hey, I got a mustache, and that's what he's keeping for the rest of the time. I don't care what these armors do.
No, I made mine look like the Horizon Zero Dawn.
So no mustache, you're saying?
No mustache, but it is a little robot.
He's wearing some sort of, I don't know what it's called. I'm going to call it a sultan's hat.
A turban.
It has a
little turban with a mustache.
It doesn't feel like a turban.
Like a sultan's turban.
Yeah, like in Aladdin. I wouldn't call that a turban on the sultan's head, would you? It's more of a large sack. I feel this is too ignorant to be offensive.
Yeah.
Because it's just honestly not knowing what the hat's called.
I don't know what this hat is called.
Yeah.
A hat.
Yeah. But you can tell there's hate in my heart.
I'm related to any of this.
Oh yeah, nothing to do with the hat either. It's just because I'm looking at James and I am furious inside. Monster Hunter World, incredibly impressive. It's doing very, very well.
It's been very interesting to see how this has been happening out in the kind of YouTube, particularly Destiny sphere.
Oh, the Destosphere.
Yeah, the Desto blog sphere. Blogo Dest. I don't know. Anyway, there's been a big backlash against Destiny.
Wouldn't it be the Blogo Traveler?
Blogo,
Because it's a big sphere.
So what happened to Destiny?
It's good.
I made
You're stretching.
a Destiny joke.
You did. Well done.
Because I'm aware of 2 things with that mythos.
The Traveler.
And there was someone else called... Oh, shit. No.
Go on, come on. They just...
Not the talker.
Oh, God.
The speaker?
Here we go.
Yeah.
The speaker speaks for the Traveler.
Yeah, I think the talker would have been better. How about the yammerer?
Yeah.
The stutterer?
So the Destosphere.
The Destosphere.
What happened with the Destosphere?
Is that there's a bunch of prominent YouTubers who kind of play Destiny or they talk about Destiny lore or something like that. They've basically all been transitioning to Monster Hunter.
Okay.
So it is.
But why?
Because it's just a...
No, as in what happened to Destiny? In the Destosphere.
In the Destosphere.
Probably because nothing's happening.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is that Monster Hunter is the first game, and I heard these are described as lifestyle games, and I thought that was a good description. Lifestyle games are games that expect you to put a lot of time into it. Out of the lifestyle games that are available, out of your Destiny and your Division and kind of Anthem coming up as well, but out of that kind of things, it's the one which actually genuinely respects your time. And it's very apparent that Destiny doesn't and the Division doesn't. And
you said the Vision there.
Yeah.
Like, what?
The Vision doesn't.
What's the Vision?
And it's really apparent when you play it. It's actually playing the game with 0 loot boxes, that there is no monetization on that economy, really makes you it really makes you realize how disruptive that is. And a game which says, all right, if you want a piece of armor because it looks cool, here are the instructions how you do it. We don't expect you to play for 40 hours and random chance give it to you. Like it respects your time.
It's great.
So armor looks cool. I love even the low level stuff. I still love the way it looks. I love the way it looks like the creature that you killed to make it. It's just like
I look like a giant butterfly at the moment.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
That's just your dream in real life. It's my dream too. And I don't know what to describe me as. Some wild, crazy woman. Anyway, so I kill first monster in the game. Go, okay, what can I craft? I'm like, from the drops of the first monster I kill, I can craft basically half the armor set. If I go kill it once or twice more, I could pretty much do the full set if I wanted to. And whilst I'm sure end game, well, I don't even know if crafting the base stuff is going to get too crazy. I'm sure upgrading shit's going to get a bit crazy with the grind. But if I just want to get a piece of something, it is not a big journey to get it. No. Especially if I just want one thing. Yeah. It's going to take me one task. Like, just make sure I'm hitting those tasks on that mission and it's fine.
And if anything, it can make just a little mini journey for you. It can be like, I want this particular piece. I need a poison sac. To kill the poison sac, I need to kill this. Okay, I should have a weapon which is going to be strong against that. I'm going to make that weapon. I'm going to kill that thing and then get the poison sac. I'm going to make this. Like, it's never crazy. Like, the layers you have to go through. But it's enough to make it an interesting
other than at
journey.
Some levels of the upgrades, it locks you in. You can actually then take things apart and get the resources back.
You get them all back. I think you just lose your money. But you have so much money anyway, who cares?
Yeah, it's like, it does not lock you into too much. It really leaves you a lot of options to go with.
Yeah.
I'm just like, when I was talking to someone at work and said, they put one of the earlier ones, they put like 500 hours to, and then they play the different version of it and put 500 hours into that. I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I can. Out of all the games like this, that was when someone tells me they spent 1,000 hours on Destiny, I'm like, you're fucking insane.
Yeah, I did. I checked my numbers the other day.
You were like 200.
200.
Yeah. I still think you're a little insane, but that's fine. But this I can see, I can totally see I could do that. It's just so casual, and it's a good social game as well.
Yeah. Well, because it doesn't have a huge power curve in it. Cheryl's going to start playing soon, and she'll be a new character.
And she'll outrank us in a day.
She'll outrank us in a day, but it won't make that big of a difference to play with her because your weapons make you more powerful, but not ridiculously more powerful. Like I've seen my numbers go from like 5 to maybe 20. Like it's like there's not like a massive difference in what's been going on.
Yeah, and most of the time, my numbers haven't really increased, just other than me knowing how to fight better.
Yeah. So I'm learning more about it, and I know, if I get a water spore when this monster is in the mud and he's got mud on him, and I hit him with this, it's going to wash off the armor, and now I can do more damage to him. Like that's more the stuff that I learn than the power creep of leveling up. In fact, I think more the gear that I get, I look at, what are the resistances I'm getting? So it's more of a tool.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to take down this monster. This has got good fire resist, so I'm going to wear this.
Well, currently my armor is just a hodgepodge of different sets because it's just like, I'm just gonna. I want poison resistance. I want power increase. It's like, I don't care if they don't match. I just look like
I care so much.
I look. No, I never want things to match anyway. I want like some weird eclectic set. I want to look like I've been at a thrift store.
No, I want my butterfly set.
I want to see this butterfly set.
I'm one piece away. I've got one more monster to kill before I can get the full butterfly
set.
Is it a butterfly set?
No, it's not. It's a poison monster. I haven't shown you it. Oh, it's great. It is so good. To see it. Yeah, it's probably different than what you think it is.
I'm thinking just a big purple suit.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
I want it to be a bit David Bowie-ish
sort of thing. What?
I want it to be a bit David Bowie-ish, which took me to think, why did Elon Musk put his car in space?
Because he can.
Because
he's rich.
Elon Musk.
I enjoyed the live stream.
Didn't he put a copy of Hitchhikers and a towel in it?
Yeah, and
did he? I didn't hear those
playing
bits.
Space Odyssey in the car.
Yeah.
It's great.
Because it's what he does.
Yeah.
He's Scorpio.
Seems a little
If I had
wasteful.
money.
It's there forever now.
Maybe I should just write to him. Like, he seems like he could be cool. Just write to him and say, hey, Elon, you seem cool. Could I have something?
Anything. I don't really mind.
Who knows what it'll be? Maybe it'll be $1 billion. Maybe it would just be his spite.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between.
I'm going to hit you with my cancer satellite.
Oh, no. Jokes on him. I've got a cancer satellite reflecting.
Oh, +4. It's good.
I forgot to put my phone on silent.
So
How dare you?
Having played a lot of Monster Hunter,
How much so far? We were saying about 30 hours?
about 30 hours, yep. So I'm not
I wouldn't
Destiny
call that
numbers
a-
yet.
I wouldn't call that a lot of Monster
A
Hunter.
good chunk. I think I'll keep going. It is unseated Destiny as the game that I play to chill out.
Did you say you uninstalled Destiny?
I did. I uninstalled it after seeing I had 200 hours in it and playing Monster Hunter and realizing I could have achieved that in probably about 80. But the game was so grindy.
Yeah.
And
You enjoyed it though.
I did. I
You
enjoyed it.
got to gear up to take out some Elder Dragons now.
I mean, I'll go back to Destiny when the expansion comes out, but for now I'm done with it. And also, it's a token effort. I have NBN. If I want to get it, I'll just download it again really quickly anyway.
Yeah.
I got a letter from NBN today.
Oh, yeah, you're getting
it? For anyone not Australian, NBN is our national broadband network, which is a travesty, yet we still at least want to get what we can.
Yeah.
I got it trenched to my house a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So I've been waiting for a letter saying that, okay, we're actually going to be able to connect it up now. So I got a letter today from NBN. And said, oh no, the next step's not connecting up. The next step's to inspect our existing phone line. Okay. So our inspection date is between February 28 and the end of July.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
It's like, thanks.
Thanks, NBN.
I was
Thanks,
supposed to get
government.
mine in October. We're not getting ours till forever, apparently.
And you got to be careful. It is actually any better. Because if it's not, like, you can't go back.
Well, you can't go back anyway. They turn off the old
They will be
cable
turned off,
after
yeah.
a period of time.
Yeah.
So you're stuck one way or another. So I'll have high fructose cable, as I like to call it.
Delicious.
Anyway, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, so just quickly,
It's like 40 minutes so far, but
yeah,
Not quite.
because I've had a big hard on for Monster Hunter recently.
how big?
I don't know, half mast.
Well, you can't describe half mast as
I was
big
being,
hard
look,
on.
I was being
Just-
hyperbolic.
Amy, if he calls half mast a big hard on, holy shit. Jesus.
Jeez, Cheryl.
That's she's a doctor. She's never home anyway.
It's just blood pulled up over the years. Anyway, let's move on from that.
Monster Hunter. So I went and picked up Monster Hunter Generations because there was a deal to get in it cheap.
Oh, yes, you did mention this. I've already totally thought about it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there are things I want to talk about with old Monster Hunter, so please continue. So I can talk soon.
Okay, guess go. No, I'll get back to you soon, buddy. Because I wanted to see, like,
wow, Paul wanting to talk.
I've put about 20 or so hours into Monster Hunter 4 and on 3DS, and I thought, okay, I'm going to jump back into it because I wanted to try it, but the community there is pretty much gone at this point. They've moved on to Generations, so I thought, okay, Generations cheap, I'll pick it up. So I was surprised at some of the additional mechanics that were in there that actually didn't make their way into World. There's this whole other system. It's like Hunter Arts and Skills. I can't remember the exact terminology, but basically you equip like a style of hunting and it will alter weapons. So like you might have an aerial style, which means that your roll will give you air, and then certain weapons, when you use them, will throw you up in the air, or you get an air dash or something. So there's actually quite a lot of flexibility to the style in it, to the combat. But then I noticed that the weapons had less combos, so that was sort of a bit of a trade-off. The biggest thing I noticed that made the playability difference was not the world connection. Like that's great and all the extra world simulation is great and all that kind of stuff. The biggest thing, scout flies. Not having scout flies, it was a massive difference. Like I load like scout flies are, I think, the thing that make Monster Hunter World, like I'm just going to jump in and fight a thing, and there's a little mini game when you're starting to look for the little footprints, and there's like, cool, I've got my track and I'm going to follow my little things. And
what I find funny about scout flies is that when we played the demo of this the first time last year, we pretty much all responded, man, the scout flies are a bit shit. Because they just point us exactly where we want to go. That's not what we want. And no, it's exactly what we want.
No, good, because that's what I found. Like I jumped into Generations and I'm like, what do I do? Where do I go? So and I just wandered aimlessly until I found, oh, okay, that's where it is. Got to get a paintball on it so I can see it on the map when it runs away.
So I having no real experience with other Monster Hunters, I heard this, and hopefully you can confirm it to me. One of the things that really surprised me when I heard this was that apparently earlier Monster Hunter games didn't put up the numbers when you hit the monster.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which to me would make monster hunting fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Because it's not just that numbers come up and tell you doing damage. It's also that you have to pay attention to when you're not doing any damage. Because if I'm not getting like the proper yellow, like I'm hitting them properly numbers, basically you're doing nothing.
Yeah, you're doing like 1 damage.
Yeah, you're doing 0 damage. Yeah. So you really had to pay attention in those other games.
Yeah. I can't remember if it throws up like an extra like particle effect, like a red like blood splatter or something.
Probably a sound effect.
It might do something. Like I've found it actually quite difficult playing the other ones compared to this one. But yeah, I mean, of all the quality of life things, really, that was the scout flies were the big difference. Apart from that, there's little things like the crafting. Yeah, there's auto crafting in World, but you can also just go to the combo list in the other ones and go craft.
Yeah,
like it's not that bad. And I guess like the other thing is you're losing out on all of the emergent things that happen. Like as you're playing, that's
the big monsters randomly fighting each other.
That's a big part, but just the one-on-one fights, they feel like they're about intact. Like they feel kind of roughly similar.
So basically, the summary of Monster Hunter World is that it's Monster Hunter for babies, and then go back to Generations.
Yeah. That's it.
You're so patronizing, James.
Yeah. You're patronizing.
Thank you.
Patronizing this show.
Now, considering I talk a lot
on our Patreon,
and Amy hasn't got to talk yet. Does Amy feel like
the terror?
Do you have much to say about Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
I played like an hour of it. So basically, you're a main character that's annoying.
Sold.
So Tokyo Mirage.
No, I'm just trying to say it's that normal after school sort of life. It's gotten quite annoying lately to me. That because every single Japanese game I play seems to be after school.
Need to take a step back from this for a second. I have no idea what this game genre even is.
Okay, so it's Persona with Fire Emblem characters.
Okay, all right, I understand what it is now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you've played Persona.
Yep.
Yep.
It's the Fire Emblem characters in Japanese high school.
No, so...
Oh, no, they're the Personas.
Yeah, they're the Personas.
Okay.
So
the Persona story, is that with existing Persona characters, or are they all new characters?
I haven't noticed any Persona characters yet, but it's all Fire Emblem characters. So your persona is it's Crom, for
Oh,
example.
this is
Awakening.
okay. So this is a legit Fire Emblem game.
It's called Tokyo Mirage Sessions #FE.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on
Is
Wii
it
U.
hashtag?
It's on Wii U, so it's not on Switch.
No.
Okay.
You have to play it with hands.
Oh fuck! In Handuary.
One thing that really
Just keep
annoyed me
giving.
about it was I hate using the screen tablet-y thing with the Wii U. So I bought a Pro controller and I love it. But I've got to actually stand up on top of my desk. I leave the tablet controller. I've got to read the text messages on there. It's like
So you have the tablet up high.
it's only on top of my desk. It's not that high.
Okay. Well,
Like,
yeah.
stand up.
Okay. Oh, but you don't have to stand on top of your desk.
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I got from that story. I was just imagining. I keep it on the top shelf, so to play this part, I need to climb up. I'm just standing in the middle of my room, just like, okay, got it. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, probably as high as your shelf up there.
So it's as in like it's the same format as Persona,
Yes, it's basically that.
but with Fire Emblem characters.
Yes. And
I didn't know
it's
this
sort of
existed.
Japanese idols type thing. It's all musical based, but nothing related to music yet.
Same turn-based combat as Persona and everything.
All the what are they called? The attacks all seem to be intact. So it's all like Zio for the electric one, which was in Persona 4.
I can't remember anything from
I
Persona
know.
when I'm not
I'm
playing
just-
Persona.
I saw the blank look in your eyes.
I'm just my brain is still trying to wrap around this crossover.
Yeah, it's nice.
But I find it just weird that because it got released and it got a little bit of fanfare, but nowhere near a Persona release. But if it is just because I thought it was just sort of a weird spin-off with like
No, it's got the dungeon combat and everything.
yeah, that's what it's like. If it's just a full-on Persona game, it's like why don't people go like, oh yeah, did you play Persona 4.5? Well, I guess that's gold. But did you play 4B? It's like here's the one that you missed between the Personas.
Well, you have Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed anything to, call it a Fire Emblem game yet, apart from the Fire Emblem characters.
My favorite Fire Emblem character is the Tile.
Nice.
Which tile, Paul? There's many tiles.
I stepped on some.
I like
Grass.
I like the fort.
Oh, nice. I know Marth
Yeah.
and Ike.
Mm-hmm. Keep
Because
going.
they were in Smash Brothers.
Yes, they are.
And I think there was another one in Smash Brothers. Which I don't remember.
There's Lucina and Robin.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, the Smash Bros ones.
Because they got amiibos, and
They
I know
do.
about amiibos.
Yeah.
Some of them,
Yeah.
the good ones, not the fun.
And
ones.
then in the
good
new
video.
games, the
It's a
main
good video
character
game.
lady turns into a dragon. So you turn into a dragon. It's cool.
Are you still playing the mobile version?
Yeah, every so often.
Yeah.
It's not something I play every day, but I got free lots of free orbs because the anniversary thing's like 50 free orbs.
Have everyone been keeping up with Matomo?
No.
Has it shut down yet?
No, it hasn't shut down yet, but it will be shutting down.
It actually gives
So
you
in
free
the-
costumes and stuff,
Yeah.
now, isn't it? Oh.
So I believe they're doing some shutdown specials. Get out some content because who cares?
Speaking of being shut down, Gigantic is being shut down.
Yeah, but we're doing a story about Matomo.
I don't have Matomo
Oh, no, you keep going.
installed
Because
anymore.
We
that's
gotta finish talking about Matomo.
the end of my story. Keep going.
I can't remember. No, we want to go back to that.
All right, well, you finish your story, then we'll get
No, I
back to
can't
my
remember what I was
story.
gonna say.
I tell you
It
what,
was
Paul, you can have my
There's
story.
going to be a scathing comment about Matomo.
I just found out that the description on Mitomo's page on Google Play is "Think you know your friends? Guess again."
That is a bit intense.
I've got to make sure I back up those pictures you sent
Do
me.
you like pizza? Well, it's like, do you know your friends?
Oh,
It's like,
I've
yeah.
seen many of my friends, much of my friends. On.
Yeah, I sure did use Matomo for some scandalous material.
Oh my goodness!
My favorite
Yeah.
one was just making like bad band album art though. I had a band called Kick to the Face, I
yeah.
think.
Remember when I started taking the Mitomo out of Mitomo?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was like a great like transgression of like what happens in Mitomo must stay in Mitomo.
This is our secret space.
It's installing.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
There was something to that. There was something there I enjoyed.
not much.
But the problem is there wasn't enough.
Oh, once it installs, I'll
Oh, that's
list
all I was
out the
going to
new
go. In the news that is not important to anybody this week.
Yes.
Matomo's being shut down on
Oh,
midnight.
there we go.
There we go. That was my scathing
I
comment.
mean, the
Yeah.
background's changed slightly. It's
Yeah.
a blurred picture of looks like that 3DS game.
Oh,
The big problem I had with a lot of Nintendo mobile stuff so far is just that on mobile phones they take fucking ages to open.
yeah. Well, the big
It opened up
news,
straight
the big
away.
announcement,
It's still loading then.
Yeah, but it's like, I've got to log in.
big announcement of the day is that Mario Kart is coming to mobile.
Oh yeah.
It's sometime next year. It's ages away.
That that does not excite me in any way,
I'm real
shape, or
curious to
form.
see what it is.
I'm curious to see what it is, but it does not excite me. Not even half mast. Not even a quarter mast.
Not a raging half mast.
No.
What I'm hoping for is they've learnt their lesson from Mario Run, and it'll be free this time, and we'll get the players there to make it worthwhile.
You know what I always say about Nintendo? It's a company that really learns its lessons and doesn't just double down next time.
You can teach your psychic me characters up to 10
You being
catchphrases.
facetious, Paul?
I am being facetious.
New data will be downloaded. Boo.
Yeah, they download a lot of data in there.
So we'll
So,
see.
yeah.
Nothing else is said about it.
So it'll be a $20 purchase.
Probably.
And
I'm just thinking it'll be like that Sonic All-Star Racing, I think it was, for mobile.
No,
I played that quite a bit.
Nintendo's pretty good at trying to make the most out of the device.
Yeah.
So I expect
I
whatever it
liked
is.
that game, so that's what I'm hoping anyway.
there's actually some rumor about All-Star Racing. I hope it was a sequel, but it's probably just another port to modern consoles. That game's bloody good.
It is very good.
That's the best non-Mario Kart that's ever made.
No, Crash Team Racing.
Nah. That's third best. Oh,
Where's Diddy Kong sit?
Where's BC Racers sit?
Oh, yeah. Where's Scunny Cut sit?
Pretty good.
Does Crazy Taxi count?
I remember liking this game, Tank Racer.
Oh, Jesus. I don't remember Tank Racer.
I find it very, very hard to Google because there are a lot of games
called Tank Racer.
Basically the exact same thing, but not the exact one that I remember. Anyway, so that was a bunch of things. Speaking of Crash, Crash seems to be indicated that it will have the Crash trilogy will have a release on Switch and PC later this year.
PC's an interesting one.
Yeah, so sort of leaked data saying that. So not
Spyro next.
See, the thing is, everyone involved in this has nothing to do with Spyro. So
I mean, it's owned by the same company, isn't it? I'm pretty sure Activision owns them.
I have no
now.
idea who
I don't
owns
know where all the
Spyro.
rights are going at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard nothing about the Spyro anything. Also, I don't know where I on Spyro. It's fine.
No, it's fine, but it's not quite the cultural touchstone that Crash is. But
I mean, they're both like.
It's something
also
doesn't
seems to
need to
indicate
be-
there'll be a new Crash next year.
Is it a new?
Yes, as
Okay.
an original Crash game.
All right, that's cool.
New Crash of the Titans. That game I didn't enjoy.
Clash of the Titans? What's this?
Crash of the Titans. It
Crash
was
of the
that
Titans.
one where
He
Crash-
jumped on the back of big monsters. And
Yeah, and he collected soul gems.
Ah,
each time
don't
he
remember
climbed.
that
It
at all.
was- I played on the DS for some reason. It was weird.
It existed. I've never played it. I can't say anything about it.
Yeah, I played a tiny bit.
You know what? None of this is the most important news of the week for anyone. This is all real
No.
slow. So there's just one I wanted to. So God, I can't remember who. God, this is the worst story. This is the problem with doing a 2-week thing. I can't remember. So Image Inform and Zoink combining as a company. So Zoink do Stick It to the Man and a few games like that and upcoming fee and stuff like that. Problem is, I don't remember what Image Inform does because it's been 2 weeks and I can't remember what they do. But I gotta put it there because their combined company name is fantastic.
What is it?
Thunderful.
Oh, that's a great
Aw, that's
name.
cute. So what were they called?
Image and Form. They're another.
It slowed down because of Mitomo.
Mitomo will do that to you.
Yeah.
So while you do some research for me there, also Anthem has been officially delayed. Well, not delayed because I said we didn't really put an announcement out there until early next year, which I think surprises very few people.
Not too surprised. I would like to think it's like, we've decided to completely revamp our monetization system and move away from loot boxes.
Which restructuring that, because it's only about like a 3-month delay that we're talking about. So that kind of time actually could be time of restructuring some
I
of
don't
that
think
stuff.
they will.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure they'll restructure it. I'm not saying do anything good. Don't get me wrong. They will react to what's happened in the last 6 months.
See, the cynical part of me is just like, we just need to, let's delay it because we want to make sure we're well clear and people have long forgotten.
What I like their excuse for
Yeah.
delaying it isn't that we need more dev time or doing anything. We need to restructure that. It's just that we don't want to step on our end of year releases. We're going to clear out of the way. So,
Because that stopped them before.
yeah, of course.
They made the SteamWorld series.
SteamWorld.
Oh,
there we
okay,
go.
yeah, that's
Thank
good.
you.
All right.
I mean, you know, a company I liked.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do good stuff.
They really should have.
Back to Mitomo.
Instead of Image Inform, why aren't they called SteamWorld Inform?
Yeah, because that's really what
Or
they
maybe
do.
just SteamWorld Company.
Yeah.
Have they made any non-SteamWorld games? I don't know. I don't care.
No.
Frankly, if they ever do, I don't want them to release it
Why not?
because only SteamWorld, please. No, I mean, do what you want. It's a happy world with everything in it. The Switch has officially outsold the Wii U. lifetime sales.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Yeah, not surprised on that one. Good for it.
And that's pretty much
Well, sad for Wii
the
U.
entire end of my pointless news this week.
The
This
only
has been a
other-
slow week.
Yeah.
The only other game they've released is called Anthill.
Well, an ant game.
It's a
Not Beehive, right?
It's on Google Play in the App Store.
Oh, it's a phone game, so it's not a real game then.
Oh, man.
You killed him.
Right in the feels.
Yep.
Why do I try?
Hey, James. I
Yeah.
got. Oh, actually, and Amy too. Guess
Yeah.
what?
What?
I've been playing Astro Attack.
Oh,
this
nice. Nice.
That is a good
And
game.
how many...
Made by good people.
How would you say about it?
week.
How does it hold up after a...
The shits was solid and passed quickly, and it really suited that time perfectly.
So I had a look at the analytics just recently.
and did somebody get 700 points this morning?
No, there's about 400 people a day that play it.
That's not bad.
Consistently, with
happy.
zero updates for probably about a year now, there's still 400 people a day playing
It's
that
a bit
game.
framey on my Nexus 5.
Oh, it's because when that was being made, I knew none of the shit that I know now and did a lot of bad things. So I could definitely make it run a lot faster now.
Maybe we could play with it. Maybe I should do something for it.
But see, I'd have to get it all in there.
Yeah, I know. I had to poke you. And
And
you're
that's
like,
not fun.
So
James,
is it time for
James.
Astro Defense?
No, I think about Astro 2 sometimes. Like, that'd be fun, but not now.
but what would you add?
You know,
Oh, like more than just like 2 types of waves? Bosses?
There are bosses.
No, like real bosses. There's lots of things. More power-ups.
Apparently in Mitomo,
Much
my room's being remodeled.
Much better
lucky
pipeline.
you.
Mitomo drop
I think
features
in
daily
my
decorations.
house I've got a picture of me shooting up heroin on the wall. Because that was some of those stickers you could repurpose them in some good ways.
You found creative
good ways.
creative uses for many
I
things.
still look like meet photo of the day has a picture of me and James.
Hey, my cool hat. Forgot about my cool hat. Yeah, it's
It looks like the hat you're wearing now.
I know, it's great. I have found the hat. That's why I knew I'd
that's
finished
cute.
Mitomo. Like, it doesn't matter what
you
other
got the
things
hat,
come in.
that's
I'm
all
done.
set. Okay,
I've
so
got a jester outfit now and some cute pigtails that are red and a outfit that's a dress and a metronome hat.
And lots of stuff.
I think I might have left the game wearing a hot dog costume and then didn't need it again.
I've left it wearing a Breath of the Wild wig and having a I don't know what it is. It's Ripley, isn't it? Ripley on my shoulder.
Something like that. But Erica from the Tomo team has sent you a message.
Yeah, I don't know who
I'm sorry,
she
we're
is.
shutting down.
Okay.
Pack your shit.
Pack shit. Get the fuck out.
She's in a cute little outfit of a male person.
I just wanted, as it shuts down, to like have it slowly be deleted. So like if
Oh yeah, like walls go. And it's
you just watch the world disintegrate.
It's like, oh, I'll just go into my costumes. Like, where are all my costumes? It's like, oh no, the buttons disappeared. That would be a
Thank you so
great
much
end.
for playing Mitomo. We like that. We'd like to give you a postal worker hat. Ooh,
Yeah, that's-
and uniform as presents.
That would not get me to go back.
No.
You can send a me to deliver messages to your friends like this. Give it a
Okay.
try.
Well, if you can make some Matoma pictures of you doing any sort of drug, feel free to send it to me. That goes to you too, listeners. Doesn't just have to be drugs.
You know what,
any illegal activities on Matoma is funny.
Bonus points if you're doing it with your hands.
Hands you hurry. It's important.
No.
Now be sure to get. Actually, they do have some good. You can put
Yeah.
some good hands in
Yes.
Matoma. Yeah, we'll get on that. I'll get in there.
You can get some hands.
So,
Hands you worry.
Yeah, let's do it, buddy. Okay, now I'm going to talk about Celeste.
Oh yes.
That is a fun game.
Celeste is a relatively hardcore
So
platformer.
I'll tell you my impression of it.
Yes.
As someone who has not played it.
Yes.
Is I watched the video and I saw hardcore platforming and I thought, this isn't for me. And I closed the page.
So Celeste is by Matt Makes Games, who made Towerfall.
Yes.
In fact, the art style is relatively similar to
Yeah.
Towerfall's pixel art, but it's a single-player game, and you are climbing a mountain. And the mechanics are quite simple. You are a young girl. Oh, not that young. I think you're just like a young adult. And you can jump. Normal. You've got an air dash, and you can do an air dash once before touching the ground again, and you can hold on to vertical surfaces and climb them, but your stamina runs out, and so if you hold on too long, you fall. And that's the basics, and then as you go through each level, and the levels are sort of screen based, but they're in series that are quite long. So you could take each screen as basically a Super Meat Boy level with the same sort of fast restarts. So you're running through, try, get through, do the next thing.
Yeah.
There's actually still story in it and characters and dialogue and all that sort of
And
stuff.
you collect strawberries for some reason.
Yeah, well, it's quite good. So pretty much every screen, well, every challenge screen at least, has a strawberry on it, and it will be in a difficult to reach place. I don't know if they tell you beforehand, but at the end of the first level, they say, just so you know, these strawberries are pointless.
Oh, that's nice of them to say.
These are just for you to be able to brag to your
Yeah.
friends. So don't feel too pressured if you can't get a strawberry. Here's the other thing, James. Those strawberries are not the hard collectibles to get. There are B-sides that you collect in each level, which then open up a hard version of those levels afterwards. Apparently, there's even some harder versions after that. And different
Sam
stuff.
said there's a C-side
There's apparently
as well.
some C-sides, yeah. And there are also other, even more secretly hidden collectibles, which often have puzzles around them. Okay. But it's base. It's going screen to screen, hardcore platformer, single hit death, fast restarts.
Yeah.
Now, James, this isn't appealing to you, is it? Because you'll get frustrated quite early. And not play the game.
So
It's not a James game.
When you say Super Meat Boy restarts, that makes me more interested because it's Super Meat Boy. I didn't get that frustrated. I think the part where I got frustrated was when the levels got long, some of the boss levels are long and things like that.
Some of the levels can get a little bit lengthy here. Not super long, but still a little bit more than just a couple of jumps. Here's something else for you, James. You know how I said, it makes a point that strawberries, you don't have to collect them. It also has a little thing when you start a level called assist mode. And in that, you can do things like turn on infinite air dashes if you want, or turn off the stamina bar. So if you want to just hold onto a wall and play on your next move, you can just hold on infinitely. You can turn off damage if you want. And what's the penalty for this? Nothing.
It's great.
They don't even put a little symbol next to you saying you got this time in pussy mode. It's just for you. You just play how you want to play the game. So if it gets too rough, turn on assist. Game doesn't judge you for it. It's fine.
And that does mean we're interested, and I would turn them on immediately.
I wouldn't, because the levels are designed around, you'll get more interest out of the mechanics. But if it starts getting too tough, that's when it's like, step back and just adjust it. So I think things like the turning off stamina, maybe you turn that one off pretty early, because sometimes you're really fine and you've got to climb up to a certain level and you've got to get it in time.
So it means you have to, if you turn off the stamina, you don't have to worry about the time pressure for timing something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that can be a big one. And then I think multiple, you can really start cheesing the game when you got multiple air dashes and stuff like that. But the game doesn't care if you cheese it, because that's fine. That's how you want to play.
So I think that the thing that would save me frustration is if I get to a bit where it's like, I just want to get fucking past it.
Yeah.
And so I assume multiple air dashes mean that I'm most of the time going to be able to get just
pretty
past
much
it.
Yeah. And there's still there's still challenges there. You've still got to not air dash into things that will kill you. Although if you turn on no damage, you'll just sort of bounce off those things. But it just gives people that freedom. And the thing is, you go, well, why would I play the game then? The mechanics are really interesting as you go through them, and the story is actually quite good.
Well, what interested me about it was that the Towerfall platforming was really good.
Really tight.
Yeah, and I know there was a lot of depth to that even playing a lot of Towerfall, I didn't really get. So I kind of expect that there's a lot going on with it, and that's what did have me interested. But then the difficulty. But I don't know if I can turn that shit off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think you'd appreciate it at the first level, but you just may get sick of it. And that's I really wish more games would do it, because games are one of the mediums that just say content is locked behind you getting fucking good. So, and how many other mediums do that? I mean, you've got to know how to read before we can read a book, but after that, it's pretty much just on your own. Yeah. It's like, no, if you want to get to the end of this game, I'm pretty sure it's achievable for pretty much anyone with the tools that they've given you, even though it is a hardcore platformer.
I played half an hour of it. I loved how it just laid on the mechanics, just each room at the beginning. So I think it started with, all right, this is how you jump. And then this is how you hold onto a wall. It didn't really give you too many prompts. I think it had an owl or something saying, oh, you've got to hold this button or something. I can't remember. Looking at you.
Yeah, I think,
I'm not the person to ask.
I'm not looking at you.
I don't remember the tutorialization. But one of the, you know how I was saying there's super secret things?
Yeah.
Think Braid Secret Stars super secret.
Oh, okay.
So think really you gotta think really outside the fucking box.
You gotta wait for 4 hours for that cloud to move to the other side of the screen.
I think it was 2 hours.
2 hours wasn't it? Oh, sorry.
I haven't heard. I've only heard of 2 of them so far. Because I don't want to look them up. I want to sort of see what I can work out, which will be almost nothing, and then then investigate once I'm sort of done.
Then go to Reddit.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because the ones that I've heard have been like, oh, that's like clever. Like it's clever, but in just like a really offbeat way. It's like, oh wow, you really expected people to pay attention to your game, and it's great. And there was a secret like dev area which just had like characters from Towerfall in it.
Oh, okay.
And to get there, you basically had to jump at a bunch of spikes, and in the middle there was just one pixel you could hold on to.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I'm never doing that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch the YouTube video. Thank you. Oh goodness. So Celeste, it's really. I'm playing it on Switch.
Yep.
It's also on PC and
PS4?
I think it's on pretty much everything.
But they released a thing the other day saying that basically, Celeste sold the best on Switch, which was not surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if it means that
He said
it sold well
on
or
Switch, if
it just meant that it wasn't. It was just the best of
not
selling that great.
He said
Like,
it sold well, and it sold significantly more on Switch.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is it's like it is a good platform for indies, especially pick stuff. It is a young audience that's looking for more things to play a lot of the time. It seemed to make sense as a thing there. That said, I'm going to slide into the other pixel-based platformer I've been playing.
Actually, can I just briefly interject? Because just while we're talking about assists, I just want to talk about my progress with my progress with Tesla effect. The kind of Tex Murphy Tesla effect. So one of the things, the great things about this game is the built-in hit system, which is really good in an adventure game when you get kind of stuck. It started to let me down. I got to a portion of the game where it started just saying, "Find the 9 things." Like
that's not a good hint.
Like that's not a good hint game. That's like they were kind of getting a bit lazy with telling me how to do. So I had to actually resort to YouTube videos to find it. And then turns out it was one of those things where
kind of loser uses YouTube.
When I figured out where it was, I was like, that was dumb. I've actually hit a bit of a wall with that game now because I've got to the part where I think they just want to add puzzles, and their puzzles are terrible.
Oh, James, don't you want to move some chess pieces around?
No, that one's fine.
The good ones.
It's like one of them was like trying to cross a river puzzle where you've got like someone can be with like and that's the caliber of puzzles right now.
Puzzles are great.
And luckily you can skip most of them, so I do. My PI rating has dropped dramatically now because I'm just
You're the worst Professor Layton.
I got sick of Layton. I'm not playing this game for Layton.
I spent half an hour on Professor Layton. I couldn't make it any further.
Yeah.
Oh, there were 12 matchsticks.
Oh.
12.
Yeah.
No.
I just got to get through it. I got to get through this part. I don't know how far I am through the game. This is by far the weakest part of the game.
What do you reckon if we made like a Professor Layton game like mixed with Saw?
What would that...
Yeah. No, I genuinely could see that'll work fine.
How many matchsticks or I'll slit your throat?
No, like I see like as a Japanese horror game. That actually would work real well.
I want it to be like Layton characters.
Oh, okay.
What's the young boy's name?
Oh.
Sorry, something Mike?
No, I can't remember it.
I was thinking Albert, but that's not right either.
No.
Oh, young one. They say the key is in my heart and you have the knife.
What does he mean? Oh, it's literal. That's real literal.
It's real literal. So I was going to... Herschel doesn't sound...
Percy? They call him Percy?
That's all. It feels closer.
Anyway.
Winston.
No, that's farther from Percy.
I know. I just like the name Winston. Anyway, so Celeste's good handheld. Moving to another, not only handheld, but best of the. So Iconoclasts has been coming out for the last 27 years.
You know what I've just realized? That there's all these people that are listening on the podcast that aren't seeing our fantastic hands. You just did an amazing hand movement. Like I was watching.
Oh, thank you.
Because you were into it. You were like.
I've got a lot of experience with these hands.
Yeah.
They can do a lot of things.
It's like you really brought a lot to the conversation.
Well, thank you.
And
Paul, is this just a play to try and get people to watch our YouTube shows more often?
No, I don't know. People digest how they want. I mean, I wouldn't digest it on YouTube. Yeah. That's for the 3 people that watch it on YouTube.
I don't know.
Hey, people.
I don't know what we can do to bring the hands to the people that listen with their ears. I don't know. Like I guess we can kind of rub our fingers together.
We do the clicks at the beginning.
do the
That's
click.
good enough.
Yeah.
No, not now. I have to cut the show every time you do that. It's terrible. Okay, so Iconoclasts has been coming out for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's finally landed. And to a rousing crowd of, it should be on Switch. Of course, since it's mainly one dev and it's been in development for, I think, more close to 8 years, he doesn't have time to port it onto Switch. But you know what he was porting it to?
What?
Vita.
There you go. You
So,
play.
I felt like it's like, this dirty old Vita.
Yeah.
I seem to remember I used to love my Vita.
You did.
I guess I'll pull it out,
Dust
dust it
off.
off. Okay.
Look at that beautiful OLED screen.
Not a lot of dust because I did have it in the sock drawer. Okay, here we go. It's like, all right, this sounds console's really good. This is great.
Don't need this Switch piece of shit anymore.
Well, Switch is bigger.
Yeah, it is.
I put my Switch away for a little while just so I could play my Vita again because it's just so small.
Yeah, it's weird. The Vita, which was the big handheld in the old days, is now the small handheld. So yeah, Iconoclasts is I don't even side-scrolling. It's not Metroidvania-ish really, but it sort of has that feeling to it. It's weirdly enough, it actually has. It's very story-focused. Iconoclast basically deals with. I'm about a fifth through the game at the moment, according to the save file. A society in which basically modifying and fixing anything is disallowed by religion.
Okay.
Because it's going back to God. So if you fix something, you are punished, and you are a mechanic. You are an unlicensed mechanic from the church.
Okay.
And so
I'm interested. This is an interesting premise.
Weird.
yeah, it actually has a lot of people with sort of quite conflicting ideologies working together and contrasting with each other.
So what's
and
the
stuff.
tone of it?
It's I wouldn't say lighthearted. It's bright and colourful, and the world is whimsical, and the characters are all kooky. But in like, there's some. I'm not going to say dark shit, but there's some serious shit going down in it. It's really quite interesting. I'm like, I actually do want to see what happens in this side-scrolling platformer where I am running around swinging on a wrench and shooting things with my various altered guns and such. Platforming's really, really tight. It was interesting because I got it and Celeste on the same day. And Celeste took over from it instantly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit it. And now that I'm near the end of Celeste, but it's sort of my passion's sort of waning off it a little bit. Started picking this up a bit more. I'm like, and this is the grower. Like Celeste is one that just hits you hard and starts and it's great. And this is like, the more I experience more mechanics and I learn more about the story and the world.
So is it the world which is kind of drawing you in more?
It's a really good world. There's upgrade. So there's a lot of things a lot of little puzzles too.
Yep.
I'm going to get materials and then you can craft upgrades with those materials and stuff like that. It's not like an RPG, but it's just like more power on a shot, or you can hold your breath longer underwater, things like that. So the world's really interesting, and the combat is. So I was recommended to play it on hard mode. So I've been playing it on hard, and it seems totally fine for someone that is just a competent platformer player. So I probably would still recommend that. Most bosses take me a couple of goes, and that seems fine.
But there is still a James mode in there.
Yeah, there's an easy mode. So I don't know how much easier because I've only played hard. But if this is hard, I think easy will be fine for most people. Because again, whilst I am competent at such games, I'm not exactly a whiz at them. I think your boyfriend did Celeste in like 700 deaths. And I did,
honestly don't know.
Yeah, and I did like one of the levels in 700 deaths. So that said, when I am stuck, I sometimes will just walk into a spikes while I think, just die, you little bitch.
I love that.
I don't know. I did like the Super Meat Boy when he died. He just exploded into meat.
Oh, it's very, very satisfying, Super Meat Boy. Man, and then actually that's the one thing that I don't. Not too many things. I can't really think of anything that did it after Super Meat Boy. Just to totally go back to Meat Boy, when you finish the level and then it showed all of your plays simultaneously. One of the most beautiful.
So
things.
Celeste has nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
Well, also because it is supposed to be you as a real person making it through.
Yeah.
The game's not really acknowling the fact that you've been massacred thousands of times.
It's not that gamey.
No, it's not. No, it's a relatively serious story. It's one of the things that deals with anxiety and depression. It's one of those things where that's actually getting a little bit on the nose for me now. Like, hey, I'm an indie thing, so I deal with anxiety and depression. but it deals with it in a nice way. It's got some nice thoughts. There's a meditation aspect to it and everything as well, which is kind of nice. But yeah, Iconoclasts is like, this is an adventure I'm going on.
Yeah.
This is I'm meeting up with I'm fighting I'll just keep calling them the church because they've got some other name, but I'll call them the church. I'm fighting the church and I'm with the rebel pirates.
Why not call them the
and I'm doing
Catholic
that.
Church? Let's
That's
take
where we're going.
Let's go a step further.
The Catholics.
Yeah.
Let's I was going to use the Pope's name and then I realized I can't remember the current Pope's name. But Mr. Pope.
I was going to say Franz Ferdinand, but it's not.
No, that's a very different thing. I don't. Other than just explaining the moral mechanics, which really isn't that interesting. It's you got something you can swing with, you can shoot. Actually,
is there a grappling hook?
The shooting isn't. Well, those wrenches sort of grappling.
Okay,
hook, but you don't shoot. Maybe I'll get something to shoot out later, but it's just a swing at the moment. But the shooting is actually kind of cool because your basic blaster has a shortish range on it, but it doesn't have like analog shooting for directional. It just says like cardinal directions: up, down, left, right. But as long as you're pointing the general direction, it'll aim directly at the creature.
So it's got some auto aiming.
Yeah, just a little auto aim, just to like, you know what isn't always cool in Metroid and stuff when there's just the thing that's at half height on like a platform, so you've got to jump and then hit it halfway through the jump. It's like, you're right, that was never fun.
Yeah. No,
Just
you're right.
it.
Like, yeah, I want like an arc. It's like I want to fire in that direction, and you just figure out the rest.
Yeah, like I am definitely aiming at the creature in the close. Like I've done all the work. You just don't have to do any of the fiddly shit.
Yeah.
So it's just intelligent platforming like that. It's really, really satisfying so far. So yeah, like two different.
What's that one called?
Iconoclasts.
Iconoclasts.
So Celeste being the mountain climbing hardcore one, and Iconoclast being the wild epic adventure, building up abilities and everything one. With an interesting story. So let's talk about some non-game stuff because
there's been Netflix stuff this week.
Did anyone watch Cloverfield?
No,
I know Elliot did.
It kind of dropped, right? Like
he watched.
There wasn't any announcement for it. It was just
they announced it and dropped it the same day because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They put the trailer on the Super Bowl and said it will be live after the Super Bowl, and then people watched it. And unfortunately, people watched it.
I have not heard anything particularly positive about it. Yeah.
And you know what? Okay. And so...
Right, so does it...
Okay, constraining for like literally just take your things off for 20 seconds after this. It's not a spoiler. So I'll say when. This isn't a spoiler about any of the content. This is about the type of satisfaction you'll get from the movie. So starting, close your ears, going from now. So it's the kind of movie that says like, here's all this weird stuff. And you're like, oh man, this will be really interesting when they like explain what the weird stuff's about. No.
See, I thought what confused me with that is after Cloverfield and then whatever Cloverfield Lane or whatever the name of the follow up was, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I thought it was just going to be like an anthology series.
Yeah,
it is. And okay, so it is. Okay, so I thought that this new one was connected to the first movie.
They're all connected, but in completely tangential ways that are basically hacked in by the editor. Like, like none of the scripts have been written in the same universe.
Oh, okay. Because I was under the impression that this was like a continuation of like the first one. Okay, no, that's good because that's what I want. Like, I want Cloverfield to be an anthology series, which means that
like the connections in this one are a little bit more heavy-handed than 10 Cloverfield Lane was. But no, it's not. It's a script called The God Particle. It has nothing to do with Cloverfield.
Okay, all right. No, that's good. That's actually what I wanted out of it.
Unfortunately, the script is shit.
That's a shame.
And that's not even true. Performance are really good.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. Man, just Amiibo just appearing on the table.
They're gonna go shoot.
Yeah, I think like 10 Cloverfield Lane is probably my favorite out of the two that I did. The first one's still alright. I like that it was so vastly different. So is this as different?
Yeah, I mean the sort of if the series is anything, it is it is sort of genre mix up movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just like testing out directors and playing around with ideas. It's like old scripts that no one really wants to do. I think we need to give Amy something to do.
Yeah, that's kind of distracting.
Because she's getting real into playing with toys.
Yeah.
But they're gonna shoot down the Metroid.
Okay.
Pew.
Okay. It's. I mean, I encourage people to watch it because I want more people to complain about it with.
Yeah,
it's good fun.
I will watch it.
Dude, it'll be good.
I've watched almost all of Altered Carbon now. I've enjoyed the book a lot. So it's been interesting watching it, having read the book. It's real damn close. Like, as far as adaptations go, they've stuck to it.
Yeah.
There's a few little things where they've kind of diverged off, and there's little tweaks here and there. There's some things which they've toned back on. Like, I can't say without spoilers, and also it's one of these. The book's quite extreme.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that
So it's backed off on some of the extreme elements.
Yeah, and I can understand why. There's certain things that if you try to visualize it, they would have heard the controversy about it by now. But yeah,
that guy with 2 butts. It's like falls weirdly close.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think, is there a 2-butt guy? Because virtual they could have 2 butts. Anyway, it's good. Like it's definitely a good adaptation. I don't think it's an amazing series, but
It's all the carbon, the one with sleeves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody lives forever.
Oh yeah. It's good title.
It was not.
Yeah.
Painful tagline.
Yeah, but it's good sci-fi. You don't see good sci-fi that often, and it's good sci-fi.
And what about
sci-fi's good.
Cloverfield Paradox?
You said that was bad. You heard that was bad sci-fi.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought this morning was sci-fi. It was good sci-fi. The
This
car going
morning?
in space.
Oh,
Elon
yeah.
Musk.
Yeah. Good old mate Elon.
Yeah.
Good old E-Dog. Sandy's.
Elon Musk, if you want to join our Patreon, please make a Patreon for us and then
Or just wire us the money.
Yeah.
Then we don't have to deal with
It
fees.
needs to be done with caveats. It needs to be like, no, you have to keep on the 1,000th episode. You get the money. It's like, but we're not allowed to accelerate the production.
Maybe we'll go back to weekly in
Oh,
that
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 case.
was too late. No.
We even did bi-weekly for a while.
Oh man, what were we thinking?
God, it was before I was an adult.
Yeah.
I mean, I was an adult, but I wasn't properly adulting.
Yeah. When we were more
We didn't have a
adult.
house.
No mortgages, no mowing required.
No puppies.
No puppies, those banes of my existence. I hate them. No, I love them. I love them so much.
They are good boys.
I wonder what they're doing right now outside that door.
Oh, I bet
probably
they're just
scratching.
waiting. It's waiting.
Yep.
Can't see any paws sticking out under the door.
Oh, wait, I heard a bell.
Oh, I saw a nose.
Okay.
It's a little snout. They know we're talking about him.
I briefly played Megtaton Rainfall.
Remind me what that one is.
Megtaton Rainfall was, they basically made like a tech demo where they were able to fly like a superhero from space to Earth through cities and back in and out.
Oh,
and then they
yeah,
said,
vaguely
we'll make a
remember that.
game out of it. Like, I don't know how you'll make a game out of this. And they did not make a
Didn't
good
make-
game out of it. But I got it for like a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to zoom around this planet. And I think the planet is actually like relatively well modeled on Earth. Like you go to Dubai and there's actually buildings from Dubai there and everything.
Okay.
So, like, and, you know, there's something real cool about
it's a cool
the
tech demo.
scale of the Earth
Yeah.
flying around. And like when the actual game starts, it's like, there's a spaceship. Go and shoot a few things coming out of the spaceship. You shoot them in the red bit. Okay, you killed that spaceship. Here's another one. Like, I don't care. Okay, I played
fly around a bit.
I played like a level and a half. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if this is ever going to get interesting, but I want to fly around for a little more longer. So I'll do that.
You know what I haven't touched since I brought it around here?
Drop mix.
Dropmix.
It needs to be a party.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a party?
No, I'm not a party
Why
guy.
don't you have a? You used to be a party guy.
I know, you used to do parties and then, I don't know.
And then her mother-in-law moved in.
Oh, she wouldn't care.
She's the one. She stopped the parties. We got to footloose this shit. I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna
Do some
take
angry
this
dancing.
Angeline. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance like nobody's
No,
watching.
but she wouldn't have a problem with it. She'd just go be upstairs and just go, do a thing.
I might meet Ripley.
Yeah.
I want to meet the kitty.
Ripley's
Oh,
not
she'd
that
hate it the
talented.
most.
She's actually the true matriarch.
Oh, she is. Yeah. We have a little like a Facebook group, which is myself, Angeline, and Cheryl, and we just call it Keepers of the Princess,
Oh,
and that's like our little group chat.
yeah.
And send all the cat pictures.
The real joke is it's about James.
That makes a lot of sense.
Just our little doo-doo-doo. Hi, Jared. I biked my way into work to make video games again today. Like,
I have to go to real work now, James.
people's lives depend on me.
Oh, you want to complain about something at your video game job? How quaint.
So I was like, oh, 6 hours of Monster Hunter tonight, hey? Oh, I guess it was because it's a busy day for you.
Oh, it's sad because I know how much work Cheryl's doing at the moment.
Yeah, but we're not doing as much.
That's true.
Hands.
Boom.
What?
Oh yeah.
But I did it with my hand.
No, you do that. That's the turkey.
Yeah.
That's the turkey when it's thing, and then you can chuck off the turkey's head. No,
That's just feathers.
do you understand which part was the head, James? If you're not watching the video, which is most of you, Maybe just go to whatever this time code is and just see Jesus' fucking inability to work out which part of a two-headed turkey is the head. Because he gets it wrong. Quite spectacular.
Laughing hurts.
Oh, God. Mr. James, you are the living end.
Oh, the chat's gonna love this.
Yeah. What's it? Oh, because I'm thinking about other games. Because like even though like I thought we spent a lot of time on Monster Hunter, it was really like the bulk of the episode.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that's been going on. But I was playing a little game that was sent to us, RunGunJumpGun on the Switch, and it's interesting. I'm not super into it, but at least as a description that I
assume there's running and jumping and gunning.
Yes. So basically, it's at least at the point I am. It's basically a 2-button game. And you still, I think, still move a little bit with the stick. I can't remember if you move with the stick at all. It's basically Jetpack Joyride.
Okay.
So you have.
I remember that game.
Yeah. So you can shoot down to jump, and that's like a jetpack, and you have to shoot forward to attack enemies or obstacles sometimes. Now, the interesting thing here is that it is not a endless runner randomized game. It is a designed level-based game.
Oh, okay.
So it means that it has very specific challenges, and they stream together really, really fast. And there's actually a story, weirdly enough. So sort of your like levels might be between 10 and 20 seconds sort of thing. You're running through extreme environment, run through. Little head pops up to like yell at you for like 3 seconds, and it's like next level. And again, fast reset.
What do you get yelled at about?
Oh, I don't know, cyberpunk shit.
Okay.
It's like, you got a gun, why don't you shoot something, you piece of shit? And actually the art of the faces yelling at you is actually kind of cool. Yeah. It's all sort of quite monochromatic art style, but very pixel heavy. It just seems like an old sort of CGA game almost. It's just very fast paced. Like good,
Downwell kind of style, anything like that?
Yeah, it's one of those games where the only thing they're missing, I'm sure there's a button for it, is if you die, you fast restart, which is good. But each level has just a number of collectibles in it. So the real hard game seems to be actually trying to get every single collectible as you go through. But there needs to be a button to restart when I miss a collectible. Because otherwise I go through and I got 2 of 6 of that one. I got 9 of 10 on the next one. It's like, I've got to go back through and reload those levels. And that doesn't take long. That's literally... Because it's such a basic looking game that they load those levels up in half a second. But yeah, it was like I played through like the first 2 worlds of it. It's like it was like it's not for me, but it's just like this is a good toilet game for one. If you want to really like fast paced.
Does it look like it's coming to mobile?
I don't know. I think it could. I think it's on a few things. I was just playing it on Switch because that's what got sent to us. It was a cute little game. Yeah, it was sort of like cute is weird because it's actually quite ugly and it's like ugly punk sort of cyberpunk art style to it, which is fun. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that one. That's RunGunJumpGun, which I have to always look
a bit
down
awkward to say.
And that's all one word.
Yeah.
That's not
Run, gun, jump. Oh, fuck.
Ignore the M that actually.
Oh, that's what's okay. Yeah, so it's run, gun, jump, gun.
Because that's what you do. You run, you gun,
you jump, and you gun. Okay.
And it actually is one of those things that it takes just that little bit of extra, because you have to shoot forward as well as down. When you're shooting forward, obviously you're not accelerating up anymore. So balancing those two things and getting enough bullets in something to actually get it out of the way, it actually takes a lot of skill eventually, and it's very fast paced. So yeah, it's a cool little thing. And I think to actually buy it is still less than $10 sort of thing. It's a cheap title and it knows it. It's like, yes, here is a concise, hardcore thing to do. Cool. Yeah, I didn't have a lot else to talk about. I was going to talk about the last day of June, but I think I haven't played enough of it really.
Yeah.
Is that something that I should play as well?
Oh, if you want to. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
I believe it's quite short.
Oh, like me.
It's true.
There we go.
I mean, we could talk about Han Solo.
Oh yeah. Well, what's there to say?
Or Jurassic Park.
My favorite thing about the Solo trailer was that Red Letter Media did a preemptive reaction video.
Yes,
that
it's pretty damn good.
It's pretty damn good, and they spliced it back in later, and it was.
Oh, they did actually splice it in.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, good.
That was beautiful.
Deadpool's coming out in May.
It is a movie that is coming out.
Yeah.
True.
I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah,
quite
first
a bit.
one's good.
Wife and I are going to go see Insidious: The Last Key because I don't give a fuck.
I've seen no Insidious movies.
Oh, you actually probably quite like them.
I've heard. I haven't heard anything bad about Insidious.
I'm not expecting this one to be knocking it out of the park because it seems like they're
stretching now.
Well,
what are they up to now?
This is the fourth.
Okay, I actually thought it'd be more.
No.
Maybe Annabelle's the one I'm thinking it's.
Oh, that's all spin-off of Conjuring shit and everything.
Okay, it's Conjuring, and then Annabelle's off Conjuring. Okay,
yeah, and then
right.
The further you get away from the source, the worse it gets.
What I feel like there is here is that sometime in about 2030, there's going to be a great anthology that we can sit down and watch of like Annabelle movies.
No. Annabelle will never be a fun series.
Conjuring movies?
Second Conjuring's not great. First Conjuring's just a genuinely good horror.
But I want Annabelle to take Manhattan.
But the thing is, none of these are going fun, except for, did we talk previously about, I watched the new Saw film?
You mentioned, I haven't seen the new Saw yet. But is it starting to get fun?
Well, no, it's still exactly the same.
Or is it's staying consistent?
It's still exactly consistent as it has always been.
The only consistent horror series ever made.
Yeah, it is the most consistent horror series ever made. And anyone that goes like, oh man, it got real bad, it's like, no, it got exactly the same. You may be sick of it, and you may see through its stupid tricks because it is exactly the same, but they're doing the exact same thing with the exact same tone, with the exact same consistency of story that they always did. Yes. Now, you might think it's fucking trash, which probably is. But consistency. That's what we're after. Anything else going on? Anything?
Not really.
I believe, yes, it will depend on when I get this episode out. Shadow of the Colossus remake is out this week.
Oh, yeah. I've been keeping an eye on what's coming out soon. Apart from, it's not really a lot on my radar at the moment.
It's a mid-budget price game, Shadow of the Colossus, so I probably will double dip on it. Because I was going to say triple dip, but then I remember the first time I played it, you bought it.
I did. And then you played it for me because there was no way in hell I was ever going to play that game.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered Bayonetta for the Switch, so I'm looking forward to that.
You can play some Bayonetta. And anything else coming out on the horizon?
No, it's a bit quiet at the moment.
It's never quiet.
I mean, God of War
E3's going to come out eventually soon.
Crossing Souls is out soon.
I don't know.
I started Xenoblade 2 just before I saw the show, and
I found my cartridge for Xenoblade.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the vacuum cleaner.
No, it was hidden under the speaker over there. It's just taunting me, saying, "Paul, I know you want to get back to this frankly terrible game."
You were so about to offset all of your digital, like non-digital purchases. Like if you lost that, it probably would have added up to about the extra that I've paid for my digital purchases.
For your digital,
no. I was about to be justified.
No. I've bought too many physical Switch games. I think I've bought 7 so far. 6 or 7.
Yeah. I still have only ever bought one.
And that was
Zelda.
Yep.
And
Axiom Verge.
Really wanted that physically.
I saw a copy of it at Indrapilli the other day.
What, Axiom Verge?
Yeah, the physical edition.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, I'm not making fun of Axiom Verge. I love Axiom Verge. I don't need it physically. And actually, speaking of little things, PlayStation Plus games for the month just came out.
What do we got?
I can't remember the big one. That's right. Finally, Knack.
Oh, yes.
It's finally there.
It's come.
After everyone joking about it for years. Unfortunately, I already owned it, so
I don't.
But Rime is out.
Okay, that's something that definitely should check out.
Which was one of those things. Like I was very much looking forward to Rime. Mm-hmm. Then they announced the Switch version. I'm like, well, I'll wait to play it on my Switch. Then the Switch version eventually came out and was shit.
Yes. And by that time, the moment had passed.
And the moment had passed. And so now I've got it for free, just as they announced that they've got a patch for
the
Switch version. But the patch is allegedly so big that it's possible that Nintendo won't allow it.
Just play it on
PlayStation.
Let's just do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I could play it on the Switch at the same time and I can contrast the two versions.
You could send it to your Vita. Yeah. Your remote play.
And I can tell you the results now. It runs a bit better and has a few more effects on the PS4 version.
Nice.
I have been thinking about getting a PS4 Pro.
Oh yeah? What's been the tipping point?
The fact that my PS4 is starting to sound like an aircraft carrier sometimes.
Yeah. If you're going to buy a new piece of hardware, you might as well get a Pro.
Yeah. And then once it runs a bit better.
It does. It does. I appreciate it. What I love about the Pro is that you load up games and they say, hey, do you want resolution? Do you want textures or do you want frame rate? And I go, I want frame rate.
Speaking of which, I don't know the details, so this is very broad, but they were talking about the new PS4 firmware coming out. And on the Pro, they're adding native super sampling on it. So that would mean that.
So it renders it up to 4K anyway.
So it'll render games higher when it can, and then it will sample them down.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the best kind of AA there is in a game. It's like, yep, because it's the most expensive. But if you've got power not doing anything,
you might as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like, that would be. That sounds good. Maybe another reason to get a PS4 Pro.
Oh, the Humble Bundle Monthly is pretty good this month.
Yeah.
It's got some Dark Souls in it.
Ooh.
So Dark Souls and the DLC is their big seller for that one. Dark Souls 3, I should say.
Nice. I should play the Dark Souls.
Yeah, because for $10 US, Dark Souls. If you don't have Dark Souls 3, that's
which I didn't on PC. So I'm like, all right,
I haven't played it at all.
12 US.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I should play the first one.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
Nah,
Your favorite Dark Souls is the first one you play.
Yeah, it honestly really doesn't matter.
that's just every single game that has that kind of.
I think you'll have a better experience just jumping into 3.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
it's yeah. You
My
just
problem
will.
was like it was on the PC,
Yeah.
and it was just the pain of the PC version.
I think that Dark Souls is the best Dark Souls.
The Switch Dark
Because it
Souls.
was the first one I played.
That's how it
Therefore,
works.
It's the best.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's why people that play Demon Souls.
It's the best Dark Souls.
Yeah,
But it's not Dark Souls.
It is.
is Dark Souls.
Oh, Surge
It's called Demon Souls. Damn it!
Surge 2 has been announced for next year as well.
Oh, really? I didn't see that at all.
Yeah.
For next year.
Well, I had a message from someone telling me this is happening next year. I cannot back it up apart from seconded
Was this
information.
NDA information sent to you from a secret publisher?
No.
It's making you working with Astro Attack 2 to get into the Chinese market?
Maybe. No.
Man, imagine if you can get into the Chinese market. Get all those Bitcoins.
Oh, that's
hey, how's your Bitcoin going?
Bitcoin has crashed back to the point in which I originally bought it. Yes. So I believe when I bought it, I think I remember we had the conversation. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna buy some Bitcoin," and I think you said, it's probably not going to go down from where it is."
Yeah.
And so far you have been
I've been
absolutely
correct so
correct. It has shot up and it has fallen and it's kind of slowed down.
Nice.
And I'm back where I started.
And all the banks are cracking down on it. Apparently.
Yeah, it's going to be...
I've seen Bitcoin. You can use Bitcoin in the Brisbane Valley train station.
Oh.
There's some shops there which are accepting Bitcoin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The thing that I'm really looking forward to is when the market totally bottoms out and all these fuckwits buying 1080 Ti's to run bloody Bitcoin mining operations just have to sell them for like $200 each.
Yeah. But by that time, man, they've trashed these things. You don't want them anyway.
Yeah, but for $200. And also if they bought them recently.
You're fine.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
How do they trash them?
Well, they're just running 100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're still functional, but
Yeah.
they may not last that
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes, there is a finite amount of processing that anything can do.
Yeah.
Things get hot.
Just look at James. He's near his final process now. 1 + 2 is... So we've given him a logical fallacy. Maths.
Oh, no.
His one true weakness.
I watched this great
Time to shut
video
down.
on why divide by zero is undefined. To not bore you with the details, the reason that you define zero as undefined is because it is simply undefinable.
Yes.
The maths of it can be any number. It's not infinity. It is just
3.
No, it's undefined.
It can be 3 if I want it to be.
Just add 1 to every number, do the maths, and then take 1 off at the end.
That's how it works. That's my math story.
Cool.
Yay.
Now watch a video on I. It's a good one.
That's good. No rational number.
Good. What other irrational numbers do we have, Amy?
Pi.
That's rational.
No, it's not. It's irrational. It
Is
goes
it?
forever.
Pretty sure
3.1415.
Oh,
9, 6,
no, I was
6, 5,
thinking
3, 5, 8, 9,
imaginary,
7.
because I is what
Yeah,
you put
I
in
is imaginary.
Imaginary
Yeah.
and irrational. 2 different things.
I think I is still an irrational number. It is an imaginary number.
It
but
goes
I think it's
forever,
also
I
irrational.
think, as well.
Well, no, it just doesn't
Oh,
exist.
God.
It's
Yeah.
the square root of -1.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Maths.
I've been helping my sister with her maths homework.
Is she-
I know.
I
this
will
stuff. It's
happily
insane.
yield to you on this one. It's been a long time.
And anyone that just wants to correct us, don't really bother because, I mean, we know we're not accurate on these things.
I did maths C in high school. I'm as good as it gets, I think. Right? I failed.
Well, yeah. I did math C.
I had a friend at high school tell me I was too dumb to do maths C.
Aww.
Did you do math C?
No, I didn't want to do it. I didn't
Did
care.
you do math B?
Yeah, maths B was fine.
What'd you get?
I can't remember, B's. I was a B student.
B?
That was my aim. I was really good at like not putting in the minimal effort to get an okay mark.
Yeah, but maths B, that's still an A.
Nah.
Yeah, unless you're a dum-dum.
I am too dumb for maths.
But you're a programmer. You must be good at maths.
Oh, that's not how it works. So as soon as you get to game development, and then you actually have to be competent at maths to do that job.
It just matters how you're doing maths. You need to know that maths exists. It matters how things are being taught. It's like physics. You don't need to.
Physics.
You don't need to know all the formulas. You just need to know the formulas exist.
No, you need to be able to look them up.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
all that matters.
Are you capable of knowing facts exist and then Googling said facts and then integrating said facts?
Fuck yeah.
You're a fucking top programmer in the world.
I'm the Stack Overflow, copy paste.
This is what the shit is.
Yeah.
Well, the general gist. What I liked when I was doing physics programming, start with real physics, say that's not fun. Invent your own physics.
Absolutely.
That's what physics does.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Physics
I don't
isn't
think these
real.
constants should be constant.
Physics isn't real.
Well,
I love.
I don't know if I can jump on the physics of the real bandwagon.
It's not real, I tell you.
One of my favorite things about physics in video games is so much of it is just affected by the camera.
Oh, yeah.
So much of it, like you'll have a thing which feels like you're floating, and you're like, if you just change the behavior of that camera, it's going to feel like you're hitting the ground hard, and nothing changes.
Maybe a little
apart
bit
from
of
the camera.
Van Bleer screen shape.
Yeah. Oh, field of view is a great one. That one, just like as you speed up, open up the field of view on a camera, and you just feel like you're going faster.
That's what Minecraft does.
Yeah. Or put some speed lines on the screen, little bit of shake. Mwah. People go, "Oh, I'm going so much faster." Like, yeah.
Fucking idiots. We scanned them.
If you actually make physical changes to how things operate, you got to balance that shit.
If I cared about editing this show, I would just warp the screen, put some skills to it. This podcast is going so much faster now. There we go.
Zoom.
Okay, we have talked a lot of bullshit in this last act.
We have.
And I feel the world is the worst place for it.
Aw.
No, it is. It's been a fantastic Hantuary, and
That's the best Hantuary that there ever has been.
the tragedy of our now 2-week show format is that we only have one more episode in Hantuary.
It's true.
So we got to make it count.
We're gonna miss Hansentyne's Day.
I love a good handy on Hansentyne's Day.
That's true. Yeah, I'll call you Handy. Hello, this is a Handy. So if you didn't know, Germans call mobile phones handies.
I didn't.
Really?
So that's great.
It's one of my favorite things.
Really?
Yeah, it was on QI years ago.
That's
So it was-
great.
Yeah, it's like mein Handy. That's my German accent. It's very respectful.
Mine handy.
That makes me happy. My old
Germany's
boss
a wonderful
had
place.
a big book of just weird German words. that I can't
they
remember.
they have amazing words.
They do.
Yeah.
It's like there was a word for I think that feeling that you get on like the Monday, on the Sunday before a Monday, or something like that.
Yeah.
There were actual words for that kind of stuff.
Scheisen Day. Yeah, everyone can translate that one.
What does it mean, Paul? What does it mean?
What could it possibly mean?
I don't know what it means.
Okay, well, we'll teach you later.
Okay. I'm scared.
That's on.
James, help.
You're right. Scheisen?
You're fine.
No Scheisen?
Ach, mein Scheißen in...
I'm
Scheisen and what?
I don't know where it's going with that.
I could go some very bad places at that point.
No, I'm going to stop this now.
What was the old Iron Berliner thing? Is it Ein? Yeah, Ein Scheisen. Yeah.
Ein, zwei,
Ein Schweiß.
wir.
Yeah, we're going to get into bad German if we keep just randomly saying German things.
I can say one.
We'll lose that German market.
Yeah.
Hi, German market.
Lucrative German podcast market.
Okay, thank you for watching and listening to 8.5bit. You can go to our website, 8.5bit.com, our Twitter and Facebook, and please like and share anything like that. Subscribe to iTunes, and if you do, please leave a review, because reviews help us share the love. And watch us on YouTube. And I think that's all we really do these days.
Hantuary.
Yes, and please send in your hand stories.
Hashtag.
We want to hear about all the good things that have happened to your hands.
Yeah.
Gaming or not related. If you've ever lost a hand, if you've ever gained an extra hand.
Yeah.
Just
I've got good veins in my hand.
My veins.
what makes them
pop up.
good?
Because Cheryl says she could stick a needle in it real good. Same with yours. She'd like yours.
No, veins that stick out like that are bad for needles. They
No,
move.
she can find it. She'd be like, get that shit in.
Yeah, they can wobble around.
Like you get people that get really dehydrated, and like it can be real hard to find them.
How about my veins?
See, I don't think yours look that great. Like I think if you got to get a needle, it's going to be a bit tricky.
If you ever got to take blood from me, everyone,
Yeah.
the left arm, not the right arm.
Yep.
Or no, it was the other way around. I can't remember. One of them's got a real hard vein to find.
Yeah.
But just keep that in mind, listeners, and send in those hand stories.
Yeah.
I'm real soap related.
Yeah.
Soap is scary.
Anything fingernail related as well.
Fingernails are right.
You know, no, you don't.
Mine getting a bit long now.
That's more.
It's not Nailtember.
Oh, we went similar. Yeah, similar joke. Good work. Okay, we really need to end this right now.
You guys are mean.
Thank you for joining us. I've been your host, Paul.
I've been James.
I'm still Amy.
And we'll catch you all in the next fortnight.
See ya.
He's going to click. I don't know which one of you won.
Friendship click.
James won.
But no, he didn't.